1045 The Team, 1045theteam.com. On the phone right now, Kyle Hendrickson, Shenendehowa graduate, Capital Region product, who just completed a 3-year run as an assistant football coach at Ohio State. Kyle, NFL draft yesterday, 5 Buckeyes taken in the first round. What were you thinking as you were watching it?
Yeah, so I came from the recruiting department at Ohio State. So from a recruiting perspective, seeing 5 guys get taken in the first round, it's really an awesome thing for the school. To see the guys that we brought in and see them go through the program and grow and develop, and then all of a sudden they're on the stage shaking Roger Goodell's hand, going to the NFL. It's really an awesome thing and an awesome promotion for the Ohio State program.
So Joey Bosa gets taken 3rd overall by San Diego, and then Ezekiel Elliott goes 4th overall to Dallas. So back-to-back Buckeyes. What makes each of those players so good?
Yeah, it was cool seeing those guys go back-to-back, too, because they came in they were roommates as freshmen when they came in. What makes them so good? Bosa, just for starters, he's just an incredibly strong guy. He plays with great leverage, really strong hands. His bull rush is real strong, sends the tackle back into the quarterback, but also he has some athleticism to kind of go around the edge and put a spin move on or a quick swim and rip, something like that. He's going to be just a really steady player right from the start. You can count on him, 8 to 10 sacks a year, strong against the run, just a really good overall player. Zeke might be the safest pick in the first round, just because as far as a running back, he has pretty much everything you'd be looking for. Urban Meyer liked to talk about he was the best running back he'd ever coached without the ball in his hand. So essentially the effort that he gave in pass blocking or blocking when the quarterback was running was excellent, and that goes along with his great running ability. Real strong, breaks tackles. He's elusive. He has the speed to break away, as you may have seen against Alabama when he ran for 80 yards to clinch that game. Behind that Dallas Cowboys offensive line, too, he could be a really good player right from the start. I would think he'd jump right in and start day one.
Eli Apple goes number 10 overall to the Giants, and some people thought that was a reach pick and that the Giants took Apple about 10 to 15 spots early due to all the chaos that surrounded the Giants pick. They wanted Conklin, they wanted Floyd, they both got taken, so they go with Eli Apple, the DB. What makes him so good? Let's put the Giants fans' minds at rest. Yeah,
well, I am a Giants fan too, so I was a bit surprised that they did go there, but from a lot that I read afterwards, it sounded like he would have gone pretty quickly after that. So, 13, 14, he would have been gone by then. I think Eli's a guy that kind of came out a little bit out of nowhere. He was a redshirt sophomore last year, so he's still really young. He's only 20 years old, and he only played 2 years at Ohio State. Started 2 years. He a really high upside guy, though. At the combine, he measured in at 6'1". It's really tough to find corners that big, and he ran a 4.4. That size speed combination is pretty tough to find. And the guy behind him, Hargraves, who I think maybe Giants fans thought they might be taking, he measured in a lot shorter and a bit slower. So it's something to take into account. Maybe what the Giants were thinking when they went with Eli. He's really developed fast over the last 2 years. He exploded onto the scene in 2014 for us when he took the starting spot as a redshirt freshman. The thing to keep in mind is that, like I said, he's only 20 years old. So his development is still ongoing, and the strides he's made in the last 2 years to get to this point just show the development that he can make, and his upside is really excellent. And over the next couple of years, as he learns behind the corners that the Giants already have, the Giants could have something really special here when you consider the measurables and the side speed combination that he does have.
Kyle Hendrickson, former Ohio State assistant football coach, just finished up a 3-year term on Urban Meyer's staff. He's a Shenendehowa graduate. He's a Capital Region product. Another Buckeye slides down to number 20, goes to the New York Jets. For all the talks that maybe the Jets would take a Paxton Lynch or take a quarterback, they go with Darren Lee, the linebacker. Tell us about him.
Yeah, I really love this one for the Jets. Darren Lee's maybe one of my favorite recruiting stories. He was a high school quarterback in the Columbus, Ohio area, an underheralded recruit. He wasn't really recruited by a lot of top programs. He kept showing up at our camps that we run in the summer where we evaluate prospects. And he came once and he didn't get an offer. He came back twice, 3 times, still didn't get an offer. We asked him to come back another time because we just weren't sure if we wanted to give him a scholarship offer and have him come to Ohio State. He came back for a 4th time. The kid knew that he wanted to go to Ohio State, and he did whatever it took to be able to get there. And on his fourth try at his fourth camp in front of Urban Meyer and all the coaches, he finally earned that scholarship offer. Redshirted his freshman year. We moved him to linebacker. As a redshirt freshman, about a year removed from being a high school quarterback, he was our starting linebacker for the national championship team. He's kind of the perfect fit for what today's NFL needs from a linebacker. He's not as big as you would expect from a linebacker. He's about 6'1", 230, but his speed and his athleticism is off the charts, especially at the linebacker position. He can cover guys. He can go sideline to sideline to run down running backs. He can rush the passer. He's that 3-down linebacker that teams are craving today in today's NFL. He'll never have to leave the field, and his speed and his athleticism and his tenacity are something I think Jets fans are really going to love.
Kyle, moving off of the Buckeyes but to the local side of things, a guy who through the time in the Big Ten is Iowa running back Jordan Canzeri, who's a Troy High School product. We don't know if he's going to hear his name called. If it does happen, it's probably going to be between rounds 5 through 7. But I think he's prepared to be an undrafted free agent. How cool would it be for you to not only see a Big Ten product get drafted or get signed, but also see a 518 Capital Region guy go to the NFL level as well?
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. I remember, I played at Shen, but Troy was a year or two after me, so I never got to play against him. But I always enjoyed following his career, and anyone that comes out of the Capital Region, it's always interesting to see what they do. He had a really strong career at Iowa. He dealt with some injury issues, I remember correctly, but it would really be awesome, and it would kind of show that the Capital Region can produce just as good athletes as really anywhere.
Kyle Hendrickson, 3 years on the coaching staff for Urban Meyer at Ohio State, just completed that 3-year run in the recruiting department. Kyle, awesome insight. We appreciate it. Giants, Jets fans, be happy with your picks. Kyle, appreciate the time.
All right, thanks so much.